Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga for Trust and Guidance. My name is Juanita, aka the Caramel Yogi, and I will be leading you through an intermediate flow today. Though props aren't required for this practice, please feel free to include them in as you wish. Our flow today will include heart openers and balancing postures. If a pose comes up that you are not comfortable in, just know that you can take child's pose or downward dog as a substitute at any time. The intention behind our practice today is to slow down and begin to recognize how willing we are to trust in the process. Do you find yourself wanting to control every little detail and design? Or maybe you feel like you have no say in the matter. Trusting is a balance of effort and ease, and this practice is centered on keeping all of you in harmony. Allow your breath and these 20 minutes of movement to guide you to a space to recognize your own sense of trust and lovingly explore that relationship. Let's meet in our meditative seats. From here, I invite you to start to shake out the hands, shaking the head yes and no to remove all that is unnecessary for practice. Channel your energy to release fear, doubt, worry, and negativity clinging onto the body. Then exhale to return the hands to lay effortlessly. Start to consider if you want the palms facing down to ground and support you, or have your palms face up to open and attract opportunities to you. With a deep breath in, guide your shoulders to the ears, and exhale to relax them down and together. With the eyes closing to the outward gaze, begin to set your intention for today's practice. What floats into your mind when you think of trust? As this word resonates through the mind, does it seem like a risk? Does your heart begin to feel as if you're approaching an edge? Or do you recognize a softness in which trusting allows you to rest? Tune in to how you're interpreting trust. Softly bring the hands to heart center. As the hands connect, allow the inhale to lift them to the sky before exhaling into cactus arms to open the heart space. Moving through the heart center, inhale the hands back towards the sky. Exhale to cactus arms, letting the heart shine brightly. Once the hands return back to center, take the next exhale to plant the hands in front of your meditative seat as we make our way into Tabletop Pose. With hips stacked over the knees and hands placed just below the shoulders, tuck your toes underneath themselves to lift the hips back and up to our downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Have the hands really push the mat up and away to feel this stretch. Allow your gaze to look towards your belly button to release any tension in the neck as you begin to pedal out the feet by bending one knee at a time. Set a pace that feels the most comfortable for you as your next inhale walks your feet to the top of your mat. Exhale to forward fold. Slightly bending the knees, inhale to unravel up the spine, and exhale hands to heart center. Begin to set your foundation by spreading out the toes and grounding into your mat. Let's flow through our sun salutation by taking a nice inhale to lift and bend towards the back of the room. Then exhale to release down to Uttanasana. Inhale to gaze to the horizon and halfway lift, and slowly walk the feet back into a plank pose. Exhale to guide the body to Chaturanga or to the mat before inhaling to upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. Exhale to lift the hips back and up to downward facing dog. Allow the next inhale to walk the feet up into our halfway lift. Exhale, relax down. On the inhale, slowly return to standing with hands overhead before exhaling hands to heart center. Standing at the top of your mat, we'll focus on setting our foundation in the left leg so we can bring movement into the right. Have the next inhale, lift the right leg up halfway to feel into this balance. And ever so gently exhale the right foot into our warrior pose, finding a comfortable stance. As hands lay at heart center, take the right arm to rest on the left thigh. As we twist to the left for 2 breaths in revolved side angle or Parivritta Parshavakasana. Your right foot should balance on its toes as your left shoulder opens to the sky. Maybe you open the arms out to expand, but wherever you are, allow the gaze to take to the skies by looking over the left shoulder. On the next inhale, you can return to center before exhaling the palms down to frame out the left foot and dropping the right knee down. Allow the next inhale to straighten the spine as hands come to the left knee. And when you're ready, let's take that left hand across the body to extend toward the back of our mat. With the heart open, gaze focused, begin to settle in here. You can find a bind by exhaling the left hand behind the back. And with the next exhale, return the hands back to center as you inhale into our counter twist. You can take that bind from before and focus on opening this heart space to give and receive fully. On the exhale, let's return hands to center in prayer hands or Anjali Mudra. Here, have the fingers clasped together, leaving the pointer fingers up. Inhale to become lighter as the hands lift everything into a deeper back bend, inviting vulnerability, courage, and expansion of the self. Take the next exhale to unravel slowly as you surrender into a fold. Tucking the right toes under, go ahead and slide the left foot back as an inhale brings the body up and back to downward dog. We'll be coming into a twisty plank pose next, or feel free to take an early child's pose. To come to this variation of Vashisthasana, inhale the right leg up into down dog splits. On the exhale, bend the right knee as it hugs into the torso before stepping it off the left side of your mat. You should place the foot on its side as your left foot twists to be parallel with the short side of the mat. And with the right hand below right shoulder, inhale to bring the left hand to heart or extend it up to the skies. Take one full breath here. Allowing the exhale to plant the left hand on the ground. Inhale to return everything back to the mat in downward dog and proceed to take your vinyasa or child's pose here. If you like to try the knees, chest, chin vinyasa, you can inhale to serve out of your child's pose to tap just the chin and chest near the top of your mat. Then go ahead and push on up to upward facing dog. And exhale to return to down dog, transitioning into child's pose for 5 more breaths. As you return to your intention, begin to meditate on how you can take your yoga off the mat when it comes to trust. Your practice is less about being flexible and more about the journey you take from each posture, breath, and mindset. If trust is actually a journey and not a destination, how does this knowledge sit with you? Allow the next inhale to unravel you back to our tabletop pose, energizing the spine and maybe doing a few cat-cows. With our cow pose, allow an inhale to drop the belly as the crown of the head rises to the sky. Then exhale to pull everything in, navel hugs the spine as head hangs heavy. Once more, inhale to root down and rise up. Exhale to empty all of the air out the lungs. If the wrist got a little cranky from the plank, go ahead and just rotate the wrist in all directions, focusing on one at a time. As the space opens up here, inhale to tuck the toes and return to downward dog. Start to pedal out the feet as the next inhale walks you to the top of your mat and halfway lift. Exhale to release. Inhale up the spine, bringing hands overhead before exhaling hands to float to heart center. We'll be bringing our foundation to the other side by grounding our right foot into the mat. Begin to inhale the left leg up just halfway before slowly placing it back as if coming into a lunge. Then exhale the left arm onto the right thigh as the body turns to the right for revolved side angle. As the left foot rolls onto its toes, feel free to keep the hands pressed into the chest or extend the arms out wide. Hold your balance, not your breath, for one more deep inhale. Exhale to plant the hands down onto the mat and dropping your left knee down. As you inhale to sit tall, exhale the hands to the right knee. Unguard the heart as the right arm swings open. The arm can drop behind the back as the gaze rests over the right shoulder. One more full breath here. Return to center on the next exhale before inhaling a counter twist by guiding the left arm across the body. You can take the bind as the heart shines out to the left. Allow the next inhale to return to center with hands resting by the heart. Here we will intertwine the fingers just like before. As your next inhale lifts everything up and into our back bend. Your gaze can follow the fingers or look straight up to the sky, whichever is best for your neck. Then begin to slowly exhale everything as hands come to frame the right foot. With the toes tucked under, inhale the hips back and up to our downward dog. Continue to extend the left leg up to splits as the next exhale bends the left knee into the body. Carry on to cross the left leg under to the right side off of the mat. Turning the right foot parallel to the short side, inhale to bring the right shoulder towards the sky. On the exhale, rewind everything back into our downward dog. And kindly come to rest in child's pose. One variation you can try here is rabbit pose or Shavasana. Start by planting the top of your head onto the ground while keeping the hips lifted. Once here, you can grab onto your heels or allow the hands to lay near the legs. Staying here for 5 breaths. Relish in this grounding posture by bringing your awareness to the coolness of your inhales and the relaxation of each exhale. As you inhale to awaken, gently glide the palms of your hands to the sides of your head as you slowly unravel to tabletop. Once you liven up, rise into a quick downward dog as to walk our way to the top of our mats. Inhaling forward to a halfway lift, heel-toe your feet to the borders of your mat to gently exhale our bodies down to a seated position. Use your hands freely to best guide your body here. Sitting well, extend the feet to the top of your mat for staff pose, Dandasana. On the inhale, circle the hands up to the sky before exhaling into our seated fold. Just for good measure, inhale a slight halfway lift before exhaling into this pose a little deeper. Have the feet stay flexed to engage the legs. And inhale to unravel as we invite the bottoms of our feet to come up to mid-mat. Stay where you are as I adjust the perspective. With knees lifted, we will start with the left leg by guiding the foot to lay next to our left hip. Then invite the right foot to lay against the left knee to rotate the hip. Adjust your seat as you need as we bring an inhale to lift the hands back to the sky. Exhale to fold forward, coming to forearms, or feel free to keep the arms extended as if in child's pose or closer to the body. This posture is known as deer pose, but we are doing it without a twist to focus on relieving any stress that may be lingering in the hips. When you feel ready, you can inhale to unravel out of this posture, keeping the legs where they are. To bring movement into the neck, letting the left ear meet left shoulder and rotating to the other side. Once you feel content, return the legs back to center as we bring deer pose to our right. Guide your right foot to lay next to the right hip before inviting the left foot to press against the right knee, allowing the left knee to bend to the left. Adjust as you need and inhale to lift the hands overhead. Exhale to release down. Another modification you can try here is to stack one fist on top of the other to rest your forehead on if you feel too much strain in the neck. Let's take one more deep breath here. Bring the next inhale to walk the hands back in towards the body until we are sitting tall. Stretch the neck as you return the legs back to center with feet planted against the mat. Take the next exhale to relax the body down, making sure every inch of you is surrounded inside of the mat. Have the next inhale lift the knees into the chest and bring them in a nice tight hug, rocking around here to massage the lower back and sacrum in all directions. Maybe you find yourself in happy baby by grabbing the feet with the hands as the knees splay out to the sides. As we reach the end of our class today, come into Shavasana by extending the feet to the bottom corners of the mat and lay the hands effortlessly beside the hips. You can roll the shoulders back and down to open up the space under the neck, closing the eyes to the outward gaze. You can pause the video for a few minutes before continuing on for our ending meditation. Begin to return to now, softly making your way to meet me in your meditative seat. Root down through the hips as your breath floats its way into the energy centers, chakras of the body. Taking notice of your hands, allow them to come together, but only connecting with the pinkies and thumbs touching, creating a small lotus, Padma Mudra. With the eyes closed, begin to envision trust within this seal. Mold this trust into everything you need, and with the safety, confidence, and sanctuary you desire from it. Inhale to softly lift this promise up to the skies. And exhale to allow this prayer to shower over you. With hands returning to heart center and with knowing your tools are found within you, I thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Till next time.